Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Orbital Takes. Today is August 3rd. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. This is the second Orbital Takes episode of the week. We just broke a record. Pat, how's that New York City hangover treating you?
Yeah, it's still kind of hanging around, Spo. I feel better today. Yesterday was still rough. Sunday was pretty rough. Manhattan 1, Pat 0.
Yeah, we had a good time, guys.
We had a great time.
We started at Factory in the morning, started hitting it early. By the time the episode hit, we were both, feeling it. Then we had some happy dads. Pat went out to dinner that night. I had a great night. We weren't even able to link up at night. We both passed out.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but it was great to see you in person again and finally get one of these in-person episodes done.
Hell yeah, bro. And now we know, like, we wanted to see what the setup was going to look like for when we do start traveling to these rocket launches and shit. And we got it. We might need another camera or something. Maybe we'll
I think we need another camera. Yeah, we can adjust it a little bit, but it wasn't our first rodeo.
Let's hop into the hottest story of the week right now. The James Webb Space Telescope just dropped a fire image of the Cartwheel Galaxy. I had no idea this was dropping. Refresh Twitter, boom, Cartwheel Galaxy, JWST image. I'm like, what? Like, let's fucking go. I mean, the image is incredible. I mean, it's probably one of the top 2 JWST images we have. No? I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
Like you, when you texted that to me and I opened it up, I was like, what? And I love how it seems like, we're just going to get these random, almost like, hey, we're dropping the fire content today. Get ready. And it was I was unfamiliar with this galaxy, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't even I don't know. To say this doesn't look real is just kind of stating the obvious. When we look at these things, we're just mind blown. But the structure of it looks like the spokes of a wheel almost, and it's wild. It's absolutely wild.
Let's just say, let's call a spade a spade. The JWST is really fucking good at capturing infrared light. Like, holy shit. So I like to download the full res images on the actual Webb website. What am I on here? It's called webbtelescope.org. That's where you get like the really clear images where you can zoom in all the way and look at all the trillions of stars and everything. It's insane. The reason this is important, because now we're learning about new details about the star formation and the black hole at the center of that galaxy. What you're seeing on the right is 2 merging galaxies, which is fucking wild. I mean, so they call it the cartwheel because it looks like a wheel, right? I mean, as simple as that.
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning. It's a journey song.
Yeah,
it's also reality when we look through the James Webb Space Telescope.
I fucking love Journey, bro. I'm a big love music guy. I don't know if you guys know that. You know what I mean? I'm a big, when you fall asleep, or back in the day when you used to fall asleep with your TV on, and you remember those advertisements for like the love CDs and bundles where it was it would show you like the top 20 seconds of the song and then go on. I still am in love with all those songs. So I just wanted to tell you that.
I love me some Journey as well, bro.
So this is 500 million light years from Earth. Wow.
Yeah, what I think is so cool is all the galaxies that are photobombing it. It's so good. The Webb is so good at seeing it infrared that we can't not see this stuff now. And it's like, I'm just trying to get this, kick-ass picture of this Cartwheel nebula, and all these galaxies in the background are just peeking through, like there are multiple spiral arms, and so it's just like I guess we're seeing all that stuff, and that's just what we're going to see now. And so I love it.
That is spot on, because when I'm making these videos for the JWST images, I struggle with, like, you only have so much time in a video, right? And I want to make sure that I'm hitting the important points and, the science and everything, but I'm also trying to make it funny and entertaining. And I found that, within the 30-second limit that I have, it's impossible to even mention the background galaxies and all these. And that's some of the biggest parts of these images, right? So it just goes to show you, like, the Webb is so good at looking at infrared light. It literally cannot not see the galaxies in the background, which are arguably more impressive than what we're looking at here. I mean, ultimately, I think the reason that this excites me is because we're seeing these galaxies and their formations in all different stages of their evolution. So you piece together enough of these and we will find out what happens to galaxies like this in the future. I find it interesting that we don't know. This is currently unknown right now. What the fuck is going to happen to this specific Cartwheel galaxy? Because right now we're seeing it as it's colliding. I mean, we're literally watching a really violent movie in super slow motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the galaxies that they're seeing are, redshifted, which means that they're basically moving away from us, right? And that's
Mhm,
why they were able to see all these background galaxies, whereas Hubble wasn't,
mhm,
because when galaxies shift away from you, it's called a redshift, the wavelength of light shifts down to the part of the microwave or the infrared spectrum that we can't see, human eyes can't see, but Webb is specially tuned to see. So you're seeing like super old galaxies because they're clearly moving away from us. So yeah, the whole thing is just wild.
That was an incredible explanation right there, Pat. Let's go. That's not easy, Pat. That's not we're talking deep space shit with fucking stretched light. That ain't easy, bro. Well fucking done. Guys, I hope he was
Thank
able
you.
to paint that out nicely and the visuals kind of matched up with everything. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah, Pat. That just hyped
that
me up.
that's what we're trying to do, you and me, bro. Is like
Yeah.
take large, complex, mind blowing topics explaining it on a level where everybody can
Mhm,
understand it, because this stuff is really really cool.
mhm.
And some of the shit is just, you can't possibly understand it unless you're a
No.
particle physicist or whatever.
No. And we're learning with you guys too, which is really a really big
Yeah,
part of it
for
too.
sure.
The
Everyone's learning. Yeah.
One of the things that I think is really cool about Webb is how every image that it drops, we get multiple versions of the image, right? Because of the
Right.
different cameras that it has on
Yep.
board. So it's got the
Yep.
near infrared camera, then it's got
Hmm.
the mid infrared instrument, and then it also shows like some test images too. Not only that, the science that it's doing right now, Hubble has already looked at a lot of these galaxies, and I love how we can have the before and then shift it to the after, right? So it's like
Yeah.
Hubble, it's like
Yeah.
what you look like when you're drunk at the bar, and then like you rub your eyes a little
Yeah.
bit in the
And the
morning and you
yeah,
see bang, this it's a powerful fucking telescope, man.
it's like the Spider-Man Toby Maguire meme where he's like, "Huh?" and he's looking at it, and then he puts on the glasses, and then he can see. Uh, and I think the Web team has realized that they need to compare this stuff to Hubble to
Mhm,
show us, the differences, because the scientists, they're seeing the data, and they're on their own quests here. They're on their own journey
mhm,
with the data, but the everyday person like you and me, we don't see the raw data stuff. So we want to see the comparison, right? We want
mhm.
to see how
Or
it's
after.
improved since Hubble. And maybe that's why I wasn't familiar with the Cartwheel Galaxy before, because like, I don't know, the Hubble image, like when you compared it to some of the other iconic Hubble images, it's
Peace.
average. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's average, but it's nothing, spectacular.
Mhm.
And it didn't make my jaw hit the floor when I looked at it on Twitter this morning.
Right. All right. Next up here, why don't we give them a little update on the Chinese falling rocket? Where did that thing
Yeah.
land?
It
Somewhere over
landed
like,
over Malaysia and maybe the
yeah,
Philippines. That's
yeah,
at least the track that it was going.
yeah.
Um, yeah, most of it landed in the Indian Ocean, I think, is what they're saying.
We called it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those. It's one of those things where you're just like, how does this keep happening? Like, how are,
Yeah.
like we talked about on Sunday, like how the hell are we talking about this again a year later?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think how many more payloads are they going to shoot up there? I mean, this could just potentially just continue to happen. I mean, until I don't see them building like some type of. Actually, wait a minute. I'm going to cut myself off. Aren't they building like another prototype just like SpaceX's Falcon 9 Dragon, or is that some bullshit news that I saw? Because
Uh,
they do eventually want to land their own rockets, right?
I don't. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. So yes, there is a vehicle in development that looks just like Starship,
Mhm.
and that's not surprising because China steals,
Yeah.
secrets and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's not surprising, and we've seen this before with Russia and the Buran shuttle that looked
Mhm.
suspiciously like our space shuttle. So it it's it's not surprising. They are building their own space station up there, and so they're going to continue to launch these modules and other things. So I hope that this doesn't continue to happen, but also I don't see them doing anything to mitigate those
Yeah.
circumstances either.
Yeah, this is an interesting time to be alive. I mean, we have tension with Russia and they're on the International Space Station.
Hmm.
We're trying to have, a peaceful outer space treaty, and you got China, with this whole shit with Nancy Pelosi going on right now in today's news, and that's like
Hmm.
massive news everywhere, right? And it's actually getting
Yeah.
like dangerous. There's like threats going back and forth. It is a fucking crazy time to be alive. I did want to touch on what you said about the Russians copying um our space shuttle. Isn't
Hmm.
isn't there one of the space shuttles just sitting like with a bunch of graffiti in like a warehouse in Russia right now?
Yeah, it's there's some well,
What is
I'll
the
have to
name of that thing?
it's yeah, there's like an abandoned Russian warehouse accounts that you can go follow, and they go into like Chernobyl and places like that. And one of them is the receiving
Yeah.
facility or the processing facility for a bunch of the old Roscosmos stuff. So you're right, there's an old Baran in there with like a ton of graffiti on the side, and yeah, it's like a microcosm of the Russian space program.
You've seen the space shuttle before in person, right? You've been to Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I
that
was at
thing's
space camp,
sick.
we did a mock shuttle mission, but it was like the actual training facility or the whatever little training pod
Oh,
that they
that's sick.
used. But yeah, you climb in like you sat like on your back. Because when you're launching it
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
space
yeah.
shuttle, they're all on their back. So like you sit there and you have all the buttons and you have to make decisions and stuff. So that was super cool. I had the pleasure of seeing one of the space shuttles. I am embarrassed I don't know which one it is, but it's in the National Air and Space Museum. It's hanging from the ceiling.
You know what I think where there'd be a lot of money, Pat? Adult space camp. Maybe me and you cook up a curriculum. Adult space camp. It comes
This
with some
already exists,
drinks. No, but
bro.
our version comes with
Oh,
drinks.
okay, fair, fair. Yeah, instead of spinning you around with in a gyroscope kind of thing, you have to take a bunch of shots of
And
Russian
then
vodka
go.
and then try to do the mission. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that would be cool.
and in our space camp, you have to learn about space Twitter, and you have to, actually tweet on space Twitter and
Yeah,
try to have a good day after reading all that shit.
our space camp will show different ways of you know using the restroom in space when your crew dragon toilet backs up, that kind of stuff. It's the stuff
Dude,
that you need to know.
what just happened before? I believe it happened
I
on the
know.
I-4 mission, right? The
Yeah,
toilet got clogged.
that's what I'm saying.
I saw a TikTok today and I was fucking crying laughing. So the headline here is NASA scientist arrested after chaining himself to Chase Bank as part of a global climate protest. They're calling for us to stop using fossil fuels after the UN climate report came out. What are your thoughts on this?
I didn't know about this until you just told me about it. What are your thoughts about it?
I think it's fucking hilarious. It reminds me of what Dave Portnoy did when Roger Goodell got all in Tom Brady's case for
Oh
the
my
deflated
god,
footballs, and he fucking
didn't he chain himself
yeah, he
or
locked himself to NFL HQ, and I think
in the NFL headquarters in New York? Yeah.
the only thing I'm pissed about, Pat, is like I want to be fucking part of this. This is like an easy fucking headline for OT right there. You know what I mean? Like a co-host of Orbital takes, the hottest up and coming space podcast, chains himself to fucking Chase Bank. Like I'm just pissed that I wasn't invited. Like where's my fucking invite? I don't
We're
like
gonna
climate crisis. I don't like the climate crisis. Why
You
can't I
can't
be
do
part of it?
anything until we have merch, so you can wear the merch and have all the photos taken, and
Yeah,
it'll be like, what is Orbital takes? And then
dude,
that's how we're gonna get all our millions of
guys,
followers.
our merch
Yeah.
is gonna be fire. Have you seen the mock-up of the OT with the red orbit and the blue on the white shirt? I mean, bro, that's gonna be clean. When should we drop that? Maybe an orbital launch? When should we drop that?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's pump the brakes on that and not share too much,
Yeah, yeah.
ahead of time.
Yeah, I fuck with that. All right, well, that
Wink,
was pretty
wink.
much the biggest news of the weekend. I told Pat. Pat said he wanted to talk a little bit about Russia tonight. I was like, bro, I don't know if I could talk about Dmitry Rogozin again. So
Well,
what?
no. All I wanted to talk about was they said that they're not going to leave in 2024. It'll be shortly after 2024 when they have their own space station,
Mhm.
and everyone is saying, "Well, yeah, no shit. Everyone's going to have a space station by then. Like, there's going to be Axiom, there's going to be Orbital Reef. So, like, you're going to leave when there's a bunch of other options. Like, well, everyone's leaving at that point too. So,
Yeah,
yeah, there was just a little bit of clarification on there,
yeah.
but yeah, it doesn't really change anything. Like, we're still going to move forward without them. It just, may not be right in 2024, maybe in 2025
Mhm.
instead.
Everybody needs their own space station. The days of international collaboration where you're sharing your fucking lunch pail with the other guy, it's over. Just get rid of it. Everybody has their own space station. It's time. It's 2022. It's necessary too, right? Especially
Yeah.
when you don't like these conflicts are increasing throughout the world. We don't know what's going to happen. Truthfully, like I honestly think that like something crazy has to happen in the 2020s, right? I mean, like what the fuck could happen? And you don't want to be tied in with all these internet. I don't know. I understand it's important to collaborate, but at the same time, fuck that. Let's build our own space station, right? What do you? I
Yeah.
mean, do you agree?
Well, we have good international partners that we're going to the moon with. I don't know if you
Yeah,
heard that. It's called
yeah.
Artemis. So we got
Good
our own
point.
thing going.
Yeah. We're chilling.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much all we need to hit today.
Yeah.
Second episode of the week. Let us know if you guys like the double episodes. We can
Yeah.
try to do that for y'all. And shit, man, we got Artemis coming up and we got Starship. So it's gonna be a big fucking month for us. So get ready for that. Pat, you got anything?
We're going to be trying some new stuff on the IG and TikTok with some reels and some episode previews and whatnot. So just, would love any feedback you have. And don't forget to, of course, give us some likes and some reviews and 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you listen to.
There we go. All right, guys.
Ad Astra.
We'll see you next week. Ad Astra.